Let's see what he's going to end up doing here. Yellow is the cross color of choice. There's that F2L, and very, very smooth into that last layer of 5.73, starting things off with a bang. Worst possible average, same scramble being given to Luke Greiser and the remaining solvers. Yellow cross also the choice for him. Unfortunately, a bit of a fumble at the beginning as he does an A-perm, but still locks up a solid 5.84 second single.
Might be able to do that blue-orange pair first thing. That is exactly what it does here.
Definitely a good choice, and there it is, OLL, PLL. Bit of a longer solution here because there was no ZBLL. It's facing him right now, at least. And yes, the execution begins. Oh, looks like he either missed. Yeah, something was wrong in the inspection there. The turning also was not particularly fantastic. 7.92 seconds. My eye at least was drawn to yellow. Yellow is the choice as well. Some smooth F2L there, basically all the way through a 5.52 second solve. That is the type of stuff that you need to podium at the national championship.
Looks like there was only one rotation here during that F2L. Nice and clean, going into a soon, and then
orientation. Perhaps we'll see the same start of the solution as well. And a couple more rotations from Greiser. Not too bad of an OLL, and looks like he got a G-perm, fumbled it a little bit. 6, 7, 8. And white cross is the choice. It was looking pretty good from the jump. Looks like he needed to rotate basically instantly, but a pretty fluid last layer, and that's his best solve so far, 5.42.
These are some good scrambles coming out for white here, and Christopher Sun is taking full advantage. This is a pretty solid execution, just one rotation.
White cross looks to be the choice for Greiser. Not sure if he found a solution, kind of was shaking his head. But, I mean, this looks like a fantastic solve. R-perm, not one of the good ones, a little bit lucky, but a 5.76 is a good comeback.
Taking some time, taking a look at different orientations here. Doesn't look like as nice of a scramble, but...
And a 5.83.
Still able to get PR.
Yeah, that's incredible. 5.69 second solve, or second average for Chris Sun. Very, very nice. Looked like a lot of moves here, but executed it quite well.
Let's see what Luke Greiser could do on that same scramble.
Just looking like his F2L is a little too long, and then there's a big fumble there. Luke Greiser's national championship has come to a close at the 3x3 finals, 9.06. Max is slated to do the same here. Looking like pretty good turning on F2L 2 and 3. And there's the last layer, 6.90. It's a little bit hard to get a top-down angle on exactly what's going on always. White cross is the choice for Caleb. There's that famed ZBLS, and pretty good recognition on H case, 5.67 for him. Looks like it will be white cross for him. Decent turning. Looks like he planned a little bit into F2L, but kind of lucky there. And a 6.80 white cross is going to be the choice for Caleb as well. Let's see what he can do. If he can manipulate edge orientation, he'll have a better chance in ZBLL. Soon ZB, and actually pretty good recognition all in all. He's frustrated, but a 5.39 cannot be too angry with that. That is blowing Chris Sun out of the water, right? Yeah, picking his orientation relatively quickly. That's a good sign typically. That means the competitors are trying to plan deeper and deeper into their inspection, into the F2L stage. Bit of a longer last layer. He gets a sub 6 second single. Have yet to see any of those so far, but that could change very quickly with a solver like Caleb Chen. Took quite a bit for him to get to ZBLS, and then soon required a little bit of extra recognition. 6.89, he won't want that to count. Close to where they're supposed to be, or at least from this position, almost all of them are already oriented. A bit lucky there on the last F2L pair, as he ends up with a 7.54. Explode out of the gate and get very efficient solutions, especially for the last layer. Yellow cross is the cross color of choice. Interesting, a Y2 before going into ZBLL, a 6.01 second solve for him. Definitely his main event, holds the most world records in it. The last solve of his national championship this year. It's not going to be a great one, unfortunately. 8.74. How will the new guy Caleb fare on this last scramble? Little bit of a
tough one, Chris.
Start. Yeah, just too long of a solution, too long to recognize. This is going to be worst possible for him. 6.19. Caleb Chen will also not win the national championship, yet he's still here on the final stage. Solve number 1. 3 out of 4 competitors have gotten a sub 6-second solve. Looks like Brian made a bit of a mishap in inspection, perhaps, but still ended up with a respectable 6.4. Yeah, trying to take advantage of that free pair. Looks like red is the choice in the end. The short inspection depth shows itself off here. And Luke with a poor start. The white-yellow solvers, white cross is the choice for Brian as well. Looking relatively fluid, just a little bit pausey. And what was that last layer? A skip, perhaps, 5.26.
Yeah, a nice skip for Brian Johnson right there. The OLL already in the orientation you want, so quite easy to recognize.
Yeah, looks like he is going to stick with that. Not too bad. A lot of rotations coming out. Luke is a fantastic turner, and that shows right here, 5.12. Who needs all those white pieces already oriented?
It's a very nice F2L right there for Luke, taking advantage of that pair that you have on yellow-red.
He's going to go for a yellow cross anyway. Here's the F2L, later stage of F2L. Simple 2GLL, actually very, very easy 2GLL. And now just switching it up right at the end. You can see he preserved 2 of the F2L pieces, but getting a dot case, unfortunately, 5.98. Not super fantastic. Yeah, a little bit locky on his turns in cross, but overall a relatively fluid solution. Blue cross is going to be the choice for Luke Garrett. Will that pay off for him? Very, very fast, turning through F2L.
CB recognition. Oh, yeah, no, the drop!
Big drop there for Luke Garrett. He's going to get a 7. He's going to be counting a 6.41. His best possible now, just populating 5.88. That would not, or sorry, 6.14. Excuse me. That would not be good enough.
And this is not an easy scramble on Scramble 5 in order to try to make the comeback and get on the podium.
Yellow cross of choice for Brian to round out his national championship.
Looks like white right now, which doesn't have a good track record for competitors so far.
And a tough start for him as well. Yeah, just the solution is just a little too long with a yellow cross solve. Looking pretty good. Wow, uncharacteristic pause from him, but very fluid. That's the first sub 5 of this finals. Who else would it be but Max Park with a 4.97?
I was very concerned with that big pause that you see right there, but is able to make it work out.
What can we see from him after his NAR? Yellow cross ended up being the choice. The turning was not quite there, especially at the end, a 6.26 second solve. Yellow, but once he got to green, picked his orientation quickly. That's a good sign. You want to see that from Max. Very simple TOLL and a 5.16 celebration from Max. He's feeling good about his solving. Love to see it.
That's a nice solution right there. Able to maintain that solved
right there in our top-down view. Preserved it well, and some great transitions, but a bit of a fumble at the end will give him a 5.23.
That was a decent solution for Maddie. Doing a different approach, changing the orientation of the edge on that pair while maintaining it. Just a lockup on that arc.
But green is going to be the choice. Little bit locky there on the F2L, but a 5.52 is just incredibly solid. Solve number 3. He's going to go for also green. Rotating there right at the end. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit of sloppy turning comes out from him. And another 6-second solve. A national champion that is at that or faster once again. Yellow cross looks actually a little bit of a cube fumble. Not a fantastic OLL case and decent PLL. So he's actually going to need to count 523 and a little bit better. Green cross is going to be his choice. Showing off some good turning, but a lot of moves is going to give him a 5.8 second solve. Looks like he changed his solution strategy right at the end. Yellow cross ending to be the choice. Not too bad of a last layer. He ends up with 6.38. Maddie needs to beat 6.52. That is the number he's looking for to get 3rd place and defend his 3rd place bronze. Looking at good pace so far. There's the last layer, 5.57. That will get it done.